They lied to you. Plain and simple. The media, the haters, the Twitter trolls, they all looked you straight in the eye and told you Caitlin Clark was finished. They said the injuries were too much. They said the sophomore slump wasn't a slump at all, but a career-ending spiral. They said she was too fragile for the WNBA. Well, guess what? They were wrong. Dead wrong. And what happened at Team USA camp this week wasn't just a practice, it was a massacre. Listen closely, because the mainstream sports networks are too scared to say this out loud. Caitlin Clark didn't just return to the court. She ended the debate. She walked into that gym after 5 months of silence and absolutely smoked everyone. And I mean everyone, including a certain someone named Angel Reese. We're going to get into the Angel Reese situation in a minute, because let me tell you, it's looking ugly for the Chi-Town Barbie. But first, you need to understand what actually happened behind those closed doors. The footage doesn't lie. Coach Kara Lawson tried to downplay it. She gave the typical coach speak. She said, quote, "She looked good on both ends. Look, that is code." That's a polite way of saying Caitlin Clark just embarrassed the best players in the world. This wasn't a rehab assignment. This was an execution. Sue Bird was there, the managing director, the legend herself, and she couldn't hide it. You could see it on her face. She was watching Caitlin Clark push the tempo, hitting step-back threes from 30 feet, and looking faster than she did before the injuries. You heard me right, faster. After a nightmare season where she only played 13 games, after 52 records fell in her rookie year, everything fell apart in year 2. Groin injuries, ankle issues, the frustration. Clark admitted it herself. She said it was isolating. She said one injury led to another, and it felt like it would never end. The basketball world started whispering. You heard the whispers. Was the rookie year a fluke? Is she physically capable of handling the league? Clark hadn't played competitive basketball in nearly 5 months when she walked into this camp. The stakes? Massive. This is the audition for the 2026 World Cup in Germany. This is the road to the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Every coach, every analyst, every single camera was zoomed in on her left leg, waiting for a limp, waiting for hesitation. And what did they get? They got the greatest show on earth. Clark admitted she was nervous. She said, quote, "I feel like when I touched the basketball to start warming up before the practice even started, that is when I felt pretty comfortable." Comfortable? That is the understatement of the century. She declared herself 100% healthy, and then she proved it. Her shots were falling from the parking lot. Her passes were laser-guided. But here's the thing that scared everyone else in that gym. Her court vision is sharper than it was before. It's like the time off allowed her to download the Matrix. She sees things before they happen. She pushed the tempo like the Clark of old, creating fast break opportunities and finding teammates who didn't even know they were open. Coach Lawson said it. She said, quote, "One of the things that stands out to me is not just that she is back, but her speed seems to be back. We saw it on that step-back 3 on the first day." Listen, when the coach is raving about your step-back 3 on day 1, you are not fighting for a roster spot. You are the captain. You are the franchise. You are the system. And this is where the story gets crazy, because it wasn't just Caitlin. It was the connection, the chemistry. There was a moment during practice that made Sue Bird and the entire coaching staff look at each other and realize they were watching gold medal history in the making. Caitlin Clark found Aaliyah Boston cutting to the basket with a pass that seemed to defy the laws of physics. The ball arrived exactly where Boston needed it. Not a second late, not an inch off. Boston smiled. Clark grinned back. The Indiana Fever teammates just showed Team USA what true chemistry looks like. This is what makes Caitlin Clark so special. It's not just the shooting. It's the gravity. Watch the tape. She grabs the rebound. She pushes the floor. Look at the tempo. She's rushing the defense. And what happens? The defense panics. They collapse on her because they're terrified of the 3-ball. And boom, wide open Aaliyah Boston in the corner. Or wide open Jackie Young cutting to the rim. It's pick your poison. And right now there is no antidote. Most point guards struggle to find bigs in traffic. They need weeks to learn timing. Caitlin and Aaliyah? They share a brain. They spent the entire season in Indiana learning how to read each other. Even when Caitlin was hurt, she was watching. She was learning. And now it's automatic. Clark grabs a board, turns and sprints. Boston runs the floor hard because she knows, that ball is finding her. It creates easy baskets. It demoralizes the defense, and this brings us to the elephant in the room, the other side of the coin. The player who is supposed to be the rival, Angel Reese. Let's be real for a second. The narrative was supposed to be Clark versus Reese for the final spots, a battle of the young stars. But watching this camp, it wasn't a battle. It was a mismatch. While Clark was elevating everyone around her, making Jackie Young look like an MVP, making Aaliyah Boston look unstoppable, Angel Reese looked lost. Look, I'm just reporting what we're seeing. Reese said the right things. She said, quote, "Everybody wants to make the team. It is an honor to be even in this camp." She said, "They handpicked us." And she's right. They did. But they handpicked her to see if she could adapt, to see if she could fit into a system that isn't built around her simply demanding the ball in the post. And the reality? It's not looking good. The insiders are saying it. The body language is screaming it. Angel Reese looks to be on the chopping block. Why? Because you cannot play slow when Caitlin Clark is running the engine. Reese thrives in a different style, a gritty, muddy, slow-down game. But Team USA under Clark? It's a Ferrari. You cannot put tractor tires on a Ferrari and expect to win the Indy 500. It doesn't work. The coaching staff sees it. Sue Bird sees it. When Clark is on the floor, the ball moves. The energy shifts. Players are smiling. Players are cutting hard because they trust the point guard. When the rotation changes, the energy drops. It is palpable. And let's talk about that Jackie Young connection. This is the secret weapon nobody saw coming. Clark found Jackie Young cutting for a layup in a moment that had the coaches nodding in approval. Because what they're seeing isn't just talent, they're seeing a system built around Caitlin Clark. And right now, everyone else is either keeping up or getting left behind. The pass arrived perfectly in stride. Young finished without breaking momentum. It was seamless. Coach Lawson said, quote, "I expect to see them really playing well off of each other in a Team USA uniform over the next several years." Did you catch that? Over the next several years. That's not a maybe. That's a guarantee. That's the coach telling you that Caitlin Clark and Jackie Young are the starting backcourt for the next decade. And where does that leave everyone else? Fighting for scraps. The narrative heading into camp was that multiple players would compete for limited spots, that it would be fierce, and that it would be a war. But Caitlin Clark didn't come to compete. She came to conquer. She made the fight look one-sided. Analysts described her as, quote, "on fire," knocking down threes, elite vision, flawless decision-making. She drained shots from NBA range with defenders closing out. She threaded passes through double teams. Every possession, she made the right choice. It was boringly perfect. And that's what makes her terrifying. She doesn't make mistakes. She doesn't force it. She just dissects you. And she does it with a smile. She said her main goal was just to smile and have fun. Well, she's having fun. The rest of the world? Not so much. Because a happy, healthy Caitlin Clark is a cheat code. And listen to the roster predictions coming out of the inner circle. It's unanimous. Caitlin Clark at the 1, Jackie Young at the 2, Kalia Copper at the 3, Dearica Hamby at the 4, and Aaliyah Boston at the 5. That is the death lineup. That's the squad that goes to Germany in 2026 and wins by 40 points a night. Notice who isn't in that starting 5. Notice who might not even be on the plane. Angel Reese. It's harsh. It's brutal. But this is the Olympic level. They don't care about your follower count. They don't care about your podcast. They care about gold medals. And right now, Angel Reese is a square peg in a round hole. She's a rebounder. A tenacious defender. But is that enough when you have Dearica Hamby, who can do that and space the floor? When you still have Breanna Stewart looming? The maths doesn't work out for Reese. She tried to say she's just a role player. She said, quote, "Rebound and that's it. That's all you've got to do." But even in that role, she's getting outshined by the speed and versatility of the players Clark loves to play with. The chemistry just isn't there. Clark and Boston, telepathy. Clark and Brink, history. Clark and Reese, friction. That's just the truth. And Sue Bird knows it. She said seeing Clark back is a big deal. She noted the rhythm is back. When Sue Bird says, "You look great," the debate is over. This camp marked the official passing of the torch. The Diana Taurasi era is gone. The Sue Bird era is gone. This is the Caitlin Clark era. She is the franchise player. She is the face of the program. And she just proved that a year of injuries didn't break her. It made her hungry. It made her appreciate the game more. And that is bad news for the rest of the world. She's not just back to 100% health. She's back to breaking the game. So I have to ask you, be honest with me. After hearing this, after seeing the reports, do you think Angel Reese survives the cut? Or is the gap between her and Caitlin Clark just getting too wide to ignore? Does Team USA need the drama, or do they just need the gold? Let me know in the comments right now. Who stays? Who goes? Because from where I'm sitting, number 22 has the keys to the kingdom, and she's not sharing them with anyone. Team USA has found their leader for the next decade. The dynasty is secure. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss history. Thumbs up like this video if you think Clark wins gold in 2026. Bell subscribe and turn on all notifications, because we have more leaks coming from inside the camp tomorrow, and you do not want to miss them.